Dragon Source, sexiest man alive, alien slayer, demon slayer, superhero. And we're live on New Earth. Let's go. So, this video is about psychic warfare. It was requested by a viewer of my channel, the homie. So that's why I'm making this video right now. You guys can also comment below with any video ideas for me, any particular topics you'd like to hear me speak on. With that being said, this video is about psychic warfare. Now, what is psychic warfare? Well, when you think of the psyche, psyche, it's the mind, right? The mind is like a vehicle, like the control mechanism to project your energy field at will, right? Look at the science of remote viewing. You're projecting your energy, call it your spirit, somewhere else to extract information from that area and then carry it back to your physical body to be processed through your brain, right? It's like bilocating. Uh, you can use your spirit to do that. You can also use the, what is it called? We have different energy bodies that make up our energy field, right? There's actually 108 of them. Why do we have these bodies? Because the Earth Spirit needed to give us buffers of protection to protect us against this very video topic, psychic warfare, right? This human Earth realm, right, controlled by the demiurge or the devil, is basically all these beings doing warfare on each other. The animals just physically kill each other. Humans take it to another level, the psychic level, and then the aliens preying on the humans just are at a higher dimensional psychic level, casting mind control on the humans, right? But that's being dealt with. So I don't want to go into that too much. But basically, everything is trying to mind fuck each other from the human level and on. I mean, even on the animal level, right? You have like camouflage. You have like the peacock having its big tail go out with all the that's like a colorful parade thing with like eyes painted on it to scare predators away, right? So there's the light, there's bait, there's the at the bottom of the ocean there's that fish that has like the knob thing hanging over its head with a light on the end of it. It's complete blackness, but then there's just that one light, so the fish gravitates toward the light like a moth and it eats it, right? So it's warfare on all levels is what I'm trying to say. And humans play the warfare game on a psychic level because we've evolved past the caveman days of, just sticks and stones and bow and arrows and just physically hurting each other, although it can get to that level if the war cannot first be resolved in the psychic realm. So, what I was saying, with all these energetic bodies the Earth Spirit gave us, we can project those. It's called the sensory body. You can project that physical body to gain information about the field around you, or you could even project your own spirit, if you're skilled enough. Remote viewing, lucid viewing while you're asleep. While you're asleep, your spirit can leave your body. Um, what else? Hold on. So everybody's trying to go around mind fucking each other so that way they can get more resources, right? Because people are in competition or scarcity mode because that's just the state of the world. It's not the state Dragon lives in, all right? And Dragon drops into its heart. Dragon is transcendent. Dragon can heal anything. Dragon is moving beyond the game of ego. It's impossible to fully get rid of your ego in a body, but like Dragon is moving beyond the game of identifying as any form of a victim and the need to compensate for that by unnecessary actions, which the average man engages in constantly, psychic warfare. Now, fortunately, the average man is not very good at this, and consequently is not very effective at it, right? So, what is psychic warfare? Basically, using your mind to control your energy field to control someone else's energy field, to mind control them to get them to do what you want them to do. Or you could look at psychic warfare as you versus the entire reality if you're just trying to manifest a specific thing and the world keeps throwing blockages in your way. It could be you versus another person, it could be you versus the whole universe. It just depends. It's mind over matter. It's psychic warfare is essentially you trying to use your mind, your mental energy, project it outwards onto something or anything else to manipulate that so you can get the return on investment that you want. That's basically what it is. So this is done in many ways. Like I said, there's in the animal kingdom they engage in deception to eat each other. So humans, what do? We put on a face, right? So we can manipulate people that way. You see this all the time in the workplace because people aren't allowed to be themselves at work generally for whatever reason. Can't really tell the customer to fuck off if you're trying to take their money. So, all right, we're going to get esoteric to explain how this works. Everyone has their own energy body, their own energy field, their own aura, their own reality bubble, their own virtual reality of how they are perceiving reality to work after the lights have been filtered through several dimensional layers of perception to get to the human brain to project out back the holographic illusion of whatever the person thinks is going on based on how their mind is programmed to receive and transmit information. So everyone has their own virtual reality, their reality bubble, their energy field. And then, so it's like a whole bunch of bubbles that are all bouncing around, going to war with each other, sometimes superimposing on each other, right? If you're having a conversation with someone else, your reality kind of goes, your energy field goes into theirs goes into yours. Your reality's kind of going over to them. They're starting to think like, oh, maybe reality is like that because that person sees it that way. And this person's projecting their reality bubble like onto you, and you're like, oh, well, uh, I kind of thought the world was getting better, but this person thinks it's getting worse. Okay, maybe reality is getting worse, and now that person's energy field is more dominant, it's bigger than yours. Their reality bubble, their conviction, their confidence, their magic, their swag, their psychic powers more than yours. So now you leave that conversation like, oh crap, well, maybe the world actually is getting worse. But before you were having a bright sunny day, right? So you see how we perpetrate psychic warfare on each other constantly. Um, how do you do this? Well, starts in the mind, the mental form, the frequency, right? The thought that you're having. If you want your boss to give you a promotion rather than one of your coworkers, you're gonna keep on. You're in psychic warfare mode because you need the bag for whatever reason. You're just like, all right, it's me versus them. I need the bag. I'm gonna make sure I'm the one that gets this promotion. So you're just like using your mind. You're projecting this illusion at your boss using your energy field. Every time you talk to him, boom, you're gassing up your own self. Like I'm motivated. I'm gonna get this promotion. Now you're with your boss, convincing him of your reality bubble of you being worthy to be the next manager or whatever. Maybe your boss is testing you, pushing back a little bit. And now you got to go to war with all the other coworkers, like trying to mind fuck them, like trying to. Maybe you're playing mind games, like you're just acting like super confident with them. Just a little water, no problem. You're just playing mind games, like acting super confident, like yeah, I already got this in the bag, or you're like, maybe you say something like, hey, after I become manager, I'll make sure that I let you go on break exactly when you want to go. So it's kind of like playing the game of Survivor, where you're trying to build alliances, but also show dominance at the same time. Like, don't try me, but I'm gonna help you. It's like I'm trying to explain this. It's like everybody is just using their minds against each other to try to project the reality they want to experience. So people have conflicting timelines they're trying to manifest. So it just becomes whoever has more energy backing their timeline, their frequency, their thought form is going to override the other one. You have a whole mass of people. You have a million people all paying attention to this presidential election. Or it would say in the United States, maybe it's more like 100 million people. Boom. Now there's 100 million people powering this orb of that reality bubble of there being a president. So now maybe there's some fringe people over here that are like, I don't really believe in the whole president thing. What's a president? Their reality bubble is like that. So this reality bubble of there being a president is now freaking huge. Like you go into a store and someone's just like, hey, guess who just got elected president? You're just like, what are you even talking about? The president. What's that? And now everyone's like calling you dumb and stupid. Like, no, this is who the president is. And you're just like, I don't even know what that is. Darkness. That's what that is, clearly. President of the U.S. Darkness. All right. So now your reality bubble is getting crossed over, right? Say everyone is saying you committed a crime. You know, they catch you on camera. Say you went in the store and you're just like, that piece of pizza looks good to me. Yum, yum, yum. You just eat it and don't pay for it. Walk out the door. Yum, yum, yum. And then security's like, hey, you can't do that. And they grab you. And then they're like, now you're in court. And they got the footage on there. Like, see, you ate that piece of pizza and you didn't pay the $3 for it. I mean, this is a ridiculous scenario. They wouldn't bother taking you to court over a slice of pizza. But they would, it's the same mentality. They would still like try to make you in trouble somehow. And you're like, what are you talking about? There was food sitting right there. Why wouldn't I eat it? You're going to try to attach debt to me. You're going to make me have to give you more of these pieces of paper with heads of old white people printed on it and give that to you so I can eat this food. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, imagine if you put like an aboriginal somewhere in the Amazon jungle in this society, and they're like, they wouldn't even know what to do in a Walmart. They'd just be like, oh, apple. And then getting beat over the head with a police stick. It's like, because their reality bubble of what they think makes sense got overshadowed by this giant reality bubble of what the collective common consensus thinks makes sense or thinks what reality is. The social paradigms, right? So that's basically tyranny by majority. We live in a tyranny by majority sort of situation in this society. If you have a better way of doing things, but the whole world thinks that that's not the right way to do it for whatever reason, you're going to get attacked even if your idea is actually on a higher frequency or is actually like more loving or compassionate. Like, if that's not how people are doing things, your reality bubble is going to get smacked. So that's what psychic warfare is basically the battle of reality bubbles. And then whoever's the hardest wizard, magician, that's who's going to win that game. Right? You're trying to basically superimpose your timeline or your virtual reality over someone else's, like I just explained, right? It's this sort of situation, right? So clearly the reality bubble of the elite and the celebrities is bigger than, the average Joe's. That's why the average Joe is broke and the elite have all the resources. Their reality bubble's bigger. They're the main vampires that won the game because their form of psychic warfare was harder than everybody else's. Now, since they are at the top, they're going to use their psychic warfare, right? Their ability to project their minds to create realities, to to maintain their power. How do they do that? Divide and conquer, right? They'll project a reality where, oh, white people are, just racist whatevers, and then they'll project a reality where it's like, oh, all the minorities are they're all victims, and this race should hate that race, and stop Asian hate. That was a thing for a little while, which, like, I don't know who was even hating on Asians, but clearly not grassroots movements. Black Lives Matter was not a grassroots movement either. So the elite actually fund these movements, and it causes division, right? There's a lot of, like, it's called limited hangout government pages, right, on the internet. People actually looking for the truth, and get into conspiracy theories a little bit. And then there's these government funded sites, though they won't admit that are basically the shadow government will hire people to create narratives. That's how the whole news system works. It's like the news is not even what's happening as much as what the elite want to happen. So they're projecting that reality, that timeline. Oh, this is real. Pay attention to this. Be afraid. And then you look at it and think, oh, that's what reality is. So now their reality bubble is superimposed over yours because your mind was weak and you allowed them to mind fuck you. Now you're walking around in a reality of fear, like, oh no, the whole economy's collapsing because the news said so, even though you walk outside and it's butterflies and blue skies, and you still have money in your pocket, and so does your neighbor. But somehow in your mind you think the economy is crashing just because some clone on the news said it. So now you're like, oh, I better not spend any money. And now you're in a poverty mindset, and then you end up manifesting poverty because you believed what some fucktard on the news said, who was getting paid by the shadow government to create some sort of fear agenda timeline to basically slave you out, divide and conquer, etc. Right? So all these little groups in humanity, like I said, it could be racial, it could be economic, it could be religions. Basically, people just link up to whatever group they feel they are most in resonance with, and then that group comes together to fight for power, trying to project their reality bubble over everyone else's, using psychic warfare, which is what, again, thinking. And then once you think, then that becomes words. You express that through your mouth, through your bodily movements, through your body language, through your tone, how you express that energy. You're transferring mental energy into physical energy, trying to manifest that timeline, right? And then things actually get done, right? So it goes from the mind to talking about it, expressing it, and then to taking the actual physical action is the final consequence of psychic warfare, right? So it goes mental down to physical, right? Pulling things down from the heavens. Uh, Technically, the mind is darkness. You have two energies. There's the energy in your heart, which is connected to your spirit, and there's the energy in your mind, which is connected to the alien agenda, darkness, psychic warfare, like I was saying. Now, here's the ironic part. When you drop into your heart, you're actually going to be way more spiritual gangster. You're actually going to be a lot more effective at psychic warfare if you want it to be, because your heart, what did they say? It's like 1,000 times more electromagnetically charged than your brain, something like that. So when you drop into your heart, you're actually going to be way more effective at psychic warfare if you wanted to, but it's like you won't even feel like doing that. You'll just feel like being present and being kind and compassionate, because, like, why, why attack anybody? Peace, man, peace. So how do you actually get better at psychic warfare, right? Being a real wizard magician. And what is the inside secrets of how the elite are using psychic warfare to control humanity? I'm glad you asked. So first of all, I just want to finish my point on the average person, how they use psychic warfare. People try to get a little bit more spiritual, right? Yes, I'm going to manifest things. Law of attraction. I'm going to really think it into existence. I'm going to think and manifest that I'm going to find a parking spot while I'm pulling around. I'm driving around the mall complex, no parking spots. I'm going to manifest it with my mind. Yes, there's a parking spot coming. I'm thinking it. I'm feeling it. Boom. Well, what did you, now you manifested the parking spot. What did you actually do spiritually? You sent out that thought form for someone to give you a parking spot. Someone caught that thought and said, "Oh, it's time to go," or someone else who was looking for a parking spot caught that thought and it pushed them away from that spot. You just used your mind to manipulate reality for you to get your way. Psychic warfare. You didn't. It wasn't organic. When you use the mind to manifest things, that's also a form of psychic warfare. Okay, it's darkness. It's subject to the butterfly effect. What is that? It's chaos. Basically, when you don't know when the starting conditions are not perfectly known in a closed system, you can only have more and more chaos from there. A butterfly. It's basically unintended consequences. All right, that's what the butterfly effect is. When a butterfly flaps its wings in Texas, United States, could that somehow create a tsunami in Japan? That's the idea. So, when you operate in source energy in your heart through your spirit, everything is in divine perfection, divine order. There's no unintended consequences. So, when you manifest through your heart by dropping into your heart, I'll show you how to do this at the end of the video. How to manifest from your heart space so you don't have to go around doing psychic warfare with your mind. When you manifest from your mind, you have the butterfly effect, unintended consequences. Great, I got this parking space, but it's kind of a tight spot, and that both of the cars kind of parked more toward the middle. It's a little bit more narrow on both sides. You get out fine. When you come back, maybe it's a scratch on your car because there was some overweight family that it wasn't enough space for them, so they had to open the door extra wide, and they were kind of impatient for whatever reason, and they slammed their car door into yours. Now you got a dent on it and a scratch or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So it's like unintended consequences because it wasn't a divine way of getting that parking spot. You forced it. So that's the essence of psychic warfare. So how is the government? Okay, the governments use psychic warfare against their own people, like I said, through the news, through creating narratives, movies, propaganda, right? Writing political scripts. I mean, even as far as if you want to get into the more fringe aspect of this, conspiracy theories, 5G, emitting certain frequencies that'll interact with the human body in certain ways. I mean, we live in an electromagnetic soup of radiation, right? Um, Satellites. So now, if how governments use psychic warfare against each other, you got Russia, you got China, you got the East versus the West kind of thing. The West, America, and Europe, the East, Russia, and China, right? So you have these two superpowers going against each other in a Cold War, Russia versus America. The Cold War was actually about psychic warfare. That's what it was. Everyone thought it was like, oh, they're trying to build nuclear bombs to destroy each other, and everyone's in the state of fear, like, oh, who's further along on building the bomb? It wasn't about a bomb. That was a cover, so the populations of both countries wouldn't actually know what was happening, which was deep experimentation with psychic warfare. So what they found, and I probably should have put this closer to the beginning of the video because this is very interesting right here. Probably would have been a better hook, but oh well. If you're still watching, you're a real one. I appreciate you. So psychic warfare is so Russia and China, right? I'm sorry, Russia and America, psychic warfare. So what they found was psychic power was directly connected to your brainwave frequency, right? When you're closer to the sleep frequency of like theta, delta, you can get super psychic abilities if you still maintain your waking consciousness, right? Like if your brain waves are like you're asleep but you're still awake, Well, what's the difference between lucid dreaming and being able to lucid dream the reality around you? You see what I'm saying? It's like reality stops becoming so real, so dense, so physical to you, right? Monks, years of experience can get into this state of being. So it's like dreaming life lucidly. Now, when you're in that state of being, but you're conscious, okay, so now you can use your mental power to manipulate the spirit realm, basically. And so you're basically using a dark form of consciousness to manipulate the spirit realm. And that's like the essence of psychic warfare. So they developed all these ways of training their minds to get into the theta state. Um, you have to get into the theta state to get under this thing called the psychic dampening field. You could also call it the PDF, the psychic dampening field. What is that? So how is the matrix constructed? So the matrix is like a frequency band of consciousness. How do they force this frequency band on the general population, the shadow government? Well, like I said, they broadcast certain frequencies in certain monuments or obelisks, like those tall, pointy things that look like pencils going up into the sky, like those really thin, really tall pyramids, obelisks. They project certain frequencies. They stick these things as well as specific buildings and monuments, the specific energy signature, or specific energy or light or false light, more accurately, codes in the on these ley lines. Like ley lines are like a okay, if you know the chakra system in the human body, what connects the chakras, right? It's like energetic veins. It's called meridians. You can look into the idea of meridians in acupuncture, basically like energetic invisible veins connecting different energy centers in your body. Same thing on the earth. If you were to put a okay, think of like they're playing acupuncture on the earth. That's what the elite are doing. They'll put a pin, an obelisk, stick it into the earth in a specific spot on a specific meridian, on a specific ley line or a specific key point, right? And then put another one on another key point, and then how those points are triggered will block or transmute more energy on a specific false light code, like I was saying, and somehow that creates like a through the earth creates like this matrix of mind control that basically is designed to block humans from their natural God-given psychic abilities, right? That's why kids are super psychic, because they are little kids are naturally under the psychic dampening field of consciousness, right? And theta waves, and then when they turn 7, they get into alpha waves. When they turn 12, it's beta waves, like adults, right? Anyone under 7, their mind over matter skills are ridiculous. They can do miracles. They can heal anything, really. They can, like, dream reality and real reality is almost the same thing to them. It's like how they play with action figures. Like they think they're Superman and they're flying because they have a Superman action figure. Yeah, in their mind they're really doing that, and they're not even in this reality. Like, for real. Like, kids have superpowers, but the Matrix slowly takes it away from you as you grow up. It starts making you pay attention to, everything practical and realistic. Oh, you can't do that. You can't mind over matter. You can't miraculously heal yourself. You're just a human. You're a birth certificate identity, right? You're the name on this piece of paper. You owe this amount of money at tax season, and you better go get this job so you can have this house, so you can even buy a Superman action figure if you wanted one anymore, right? So it's like the whole reality is basically designed to make you forget who you are and the magical being that you are. That's what it's designed to do. How do they do that? Uh, Psychic warfare, through mind fucking you through these systems to make you believe that you are this poor little victim ego thing. Um, and then the other way, it's a psychic dampening field, I said, with these monuments, these buildings, these oftentimes it's religious buildings, temples, whatever, built on key places on the earth, right? Um, So that's how you set up the psychic dampening field, the matrix. It naturally kills your power. So because this thing has been set up this way, the matrix, these government agencies were like, all right, well, how are we going to naturally like undercut this matrix? They had to develop ways to get their brain waves into the theta state. So they devised certain meditations. The key is just the key is just relaxation, right? Just relaxation, getting all the tension out of your body. You can visualize being on a bright sunny day. You can command certain brain centers you have to shut down the fight or flight stress system, because the matrix is designed to keep you in a state of stress, high level beta brain waves, particularly in the city, which kills all the magic of your reality, right? When you're in nature, you're outside, you're not thinking too hard, you're more naturally closer to alpha waves, you're feeling a little bit more spiritual in nature, right? There's a reason for that, right? You're connected with the trees. The trees are more source energy, right? It's more of an organic structure than this inorganic city matrix thing that steals your psychic power, right? So return into nature. Okay, return your mind to the holy state. Drop back into your heart. Okay. So these two governments, it's an arms race in the psychic warfare field. And another thing they realized was memes actually control a large part of the population. So they would have their psychics get into their, a psychic group, kind of like in the Inception movies, where they're all mentally hooked up with wires, so they're all having the same dream. Well, they found a way to do that in real life, so all the psychics are tapped into the same spirit realm at the same time, basically amplifying each other's power, right? So now they can project they have enough power to summon specific archetypes, right? Everything works in archetypes. There's the archetype of the American population, the archetype of the Russian population, right? Sub archetype, Superman's an archetype, right? The body of man is an archetype, right? The Joker is an archetype. The hero is an archetype. The villain is an archetype. The victim is an archetype. All these things are archetypes, right? So if you have enough psychic power, you can summon an archetype and superimpose that archetype over an entire population. So Russia decided to impose the suicide archetype over the American population a while ago, probably in the 80s or something, 70s maybe. And boom, now America's manifesting more suicide. Um, it's manifested in the culture, music, songs. Um, what else? People going against each other, social suicide, all these groups, conquer and division, right? So it's like, it's not entirely our own country doing this to us. It's actually other countries fighting us at the same time psychically to get America to collapse. And it is collapsing, just straight up. Just get what you can out of it while you're here. That's what I would say. All right. And don't be too attached to it. Now, how do you defend against psychic warfare, right? Well, you need more energy. Like I said, you need more awareness. So drop into your heart, drop into alpha brain waves. Don't be so stressed about everything. Don't take this limited little identity seriously. All right, drop into your heart, tap into that love, cultivate your energy, right? Cultivate your awareness. Stop allowing energy vampires and bullshit things to steal your attention. Just right, like a monk, like a spiritual ninja. Just so, how do we drop into our heart? I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Done. I'm in my heart. I'm peaceful, and from this state, I can manifest whatever I want. Right. I told you guys I was going to show you how to manifest with your heart instead of your mind. So we're not doing psychic warfare, but spiritual divinity. No butterfly effect, no chaos, just divinity. So I now command my spirit. So, okay, first you got to use a little bit of mental energy to figure out what you want. Okay. I'm manifesting the woman of my dreams. Okay. I have that thought of her, generally what she'd look like, and I drop into my heart. I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real. on the Creation Lightship New War timeline, where I manifest the woman of my dreams. 321, 321, and 321. Done. Boom. Now I command my spirit and my body to manifest for me the woman of my dreams. I now command my spirit and my body to work together to manifest for me the woman of my dreams into my life right now. Thank you. 321, 321, 321. You count to command the energy. Done. Boom. Now I just sit in a state of peace in my heart center and just await the commands of my spirit and my body, any intuition to come to me, any visions or thoughts to come to me as to what to do to be in the right place at the right time to manifest that woman. Simple. Trying to make a YouTube video that goes viral, do that procedure, and then just sit there and ask your spirit, give me an idea. What kind of video should I make to go viral? Boom. And then just sit there and wait. Be receptive. Don't be stressed about anything. Right? So let's take it a step further. We can debug our mind, our consciousness from these psychic warfare programs perpetrated on us by black magicians. You know, be it your common man. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you'll never make it. Oh, your business is gonna fail. You're just a poor little wage slave. You're in this amount of debt. No, fuck that reality. All right, fuck that reality. No. You can override it with pure mental power, confidence, and conviction. Just no. Like if you want to go hyper masculine, or you can take the opposite approach and go more yin and drop into your heart and just be on a frequency where none of those things even bother you anymore. Like just fucking transcend it. Just like an angel. Right? So it's basically like two ways of shielding yourself against psychic warfare. Let me think if there's anything else I got to say here. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video to whoever needs to hear it. If you made it all the way to near the end of this video, you're a real one. I appreciate you. Shine on, stay sexy, drop a comment. What are your thoughts about psychic warfare? How do you protect your energy? How do you manifest what you want? What works for you? And any video ideas you have for me. Thank you. With all that being said, this reality, to summarize, this reality is basically a battle of the minds. Governments do it on each other, on each other's populations, on their own populations. People do it to each other on a common level. Everybody's trying to use their mind to manifest the reality they want, and they'll express that through their mouth to cast spells on each other, take physical actions, create illusions for each other, do this whole song and dance to pretend to be something that they're really not, just so that they can have people look at them in a certain light to project onto their reality bubble and build their reality bubble how they want it to be built, how they want to be seen, what they want to be in the world, right? So it's like it's almost like a fake it till you make it kind of energy. That's the game everyone's playing. So you can transcend all of that just by dropping into your heart, like for real. You know, just go beyond the ego, go beyond the limited construct that would even need to go to war with anyone over anything petty. Like, I'm already a divine being. What do you mean I'm ugly? That's not even a possibility. What do you mean I can't heal anything in my body? I'm a divine being. I don't even know what pain is. What do you mean if I don't go do XYZ, you're gonna kill me? I can't die. You think I'm attached to this fleshly body? My spirit will live on forever. That's on everything. What do you mean I owe you money? I'm not in debt to anything. I'm the source. I'm the source of life. I'm the source of energy. I decide what money means in my life, not you. If I happen to need it to get my resources, then I'll manifest it. It's not a problem. That's the reality I live in. And so can you. Just drop into your heart. Just transcend the games of mind fuckery that mankind plays on each other. Just, just be greater than it. Just be more. You are already more. All you got to do is remember who you are and peel back the layers of the mind fuckery and the spells and curses these black magicians put on you. Just renew your mind. Just let it all go. Like, I could go even deeper onto the darkness that governments and people have done to you, but you're not any of those things. None of that matters. None of that can affect you once you get into your heart and remember who you are. Just deprogram the whole software that even thinks anything could destroy you. That even thinks anything, alchemize the mindset that even thinks anything could sabotage you. What are you talking about? This is all in my favor. If you're doing something against me, it's like when Darth Vader is about to strike down Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan's like, realize if you kill me, I'll just become infinitely more powerful. Darth Vader, being in the dark side, mental energy side of the Force, Obi-Wan transcended. Okay? You can't kill the spirit of a chosen one, a one of Source Nation. Check description. I'm building my like-minded community. Anyone who's looking for a higher spiritual truth, made a signal group just for you called Source Nation. Link in description. Get your source consultation. All right, because we're not conning you, we're putting you on. Phone number in description. Give me a text with your name and your issue to be alchemized. All right. I help people solve their problems. That's what I do. Payment is made on a sliding scale of $1 to infinity based on your budget and however much my time and energy was worth to you. With all that being said, I love you. Live from New Earth. I now command my spirit to take all the thoughts in my head, drop them into my heart, and make me totally real on the Creation Light Ship New World timeline of perfect peace and defense against all psychic warfare and black magic. May it have no effect on me or any of my viewers. 54321, 54321, and 54321. Done. I love you. Shine on. Stay sexy.